What are the best 10 new electric mountain bikes for 2022? Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes, where you know we only talk e-bikes, and October is going to be a very busy month for me. I'm already tired thinking about it. Today we're doing the best e-bikes for 2022, the new ones. Next week we're going to do the best value e-bikes, around 5,000 euros. The following week we're going to do the best trail and enduro e-bikes, followed by the best superlight e-bikes. So it's going to be a very busy month of October. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so you get all the up-to-date information on e-bikes. But first, are you confused on what e-bike to buy? You should be. The market has exploded, but don't worry, we've got you covered. We have created the first ever sophisticated bike finder. Let's head over to samsbike.net and check it out. Okay, so now we're on the home page. Let's go over to the best electric mountain bikes for 2022. Click on that link and it will head over to a separate page with all the bikes that I'm talking about in this video. Okay, let's say you like the Santa Cruz Bullet. You click on the Bullet. It gives you a little summary of my thoughts about the bike, and we can also look at all the models, what the components are, what motor it's got, what batteries, what brakes, what suspension, and all that. And at the bottom of the page, you can go into the geometry. But that's not the only way you can search for your next e-bike. Let's go back to the home page and go to the bike finder. So now we've got 5 simple questions. What kind of riding do you like? Well, enduro, of course. Do we want half power or full power? We're gonna go full power. And what is your budget? Let's say around 9,000 euros. Do you want to buy online? No, I want to buy in bike shop. Where do you live? We live in Europe. And then you submit it. So you click on submit and 3 bikes come up. We've got the Canevo, we've got the Bullet, and we've got the Focus Sam. Now, it also gives you all the pricing, the weight, when available, the motor, all the specs of each bike. So you can look across each bike very quickly and decide which bike is better for you. Final way we can help you find an e-bike is to do an online consultation via Zoom. I've been lucky enough to ride a lot of the top-end e-bikes over the last 18 months to 2 years. And let's be honest, they're not cheap machines. And I love helping people getting the right bike for how and where they want to ride. Anyway, guys, I really hope you like the new bike finder, and on to the top 10 new electric mountain bikes for 2022. The Yeti 160E is finally here. I have to say the new Yeti looks amazing. 170, 160 travel, Shimano EP8 motor, Shimano 630 watt battery, and the geo numbers in a large, reach 480, chainstay 446, seat angle 78 degrees, and the head tube angle 64.5. I think the most interesting part about the new Yeti is the 6 Infinity, the new suspension kinematics design. You know, with e-bikes with that extra moving force, it's quite hard to have small bump and big hit compliance. What it seems like they've done is giving you a lot of small bump, a lot of mid-stroke, and then there's kind of like a pause, a very small pause between full bottom out. So I reckon it's going to give you really good small bump and really good big hit compliance. I'm not sure I agree with Yeti's claim being the world's first race-specific e-bike. Really, Yeti? The first specific race bike with a Shimano EP8? I don't think that bike's going to win any races anytime soon, but maybe Yeti knows something I and we don't know. Maybe Shimano is about to release a new firmware update like Bosch did like 18 months ago or a year ago, or maybe we're going to get a Mark II or something. Maybe something's going to happen. The Yeti is available in 4 sizes and 2 models. C1, 10,900 euros, and T1, 13,800 euros. Paul Vollmer, wow, just look at this gold CNC machined super e-bike. Paul, just take my money, it looks amazing. Rolling on 29 wheels, Bosch Gen 4 motor, 750 watt battery, geo numbers in a large, reach 510, chainstay 455, seat degree 80, head tube angle 63.5. Pole released the Volvo this summer, but actually about a month ago, they changed out the motor from a Bros to a Bosch with a 750 battery. And for me, that confirms the fact that the e-bike market is moving really fast. And I think an aluminium, maybe not CNC aluminium, but aluminium frames are better because they're faster to work with for the companies to change those bikes annually. The Volvo is available in 4 sizes with a frame kit for 5,845 euros or a complete bike for 8,772 euros. Scott Patron, the new offerings from Scott look super futuristic. Love it or hate it, integrated suspension is a thing in 2022. The Patron is rolling on 29 wheels, 160 mils of travel front and back. Bosch Gen 4 with a 750 watt battery. Geo numbers in a large, reach 743, chainstay 454, seat tube angle 77 degrees, and head tube angle 65. I love how Scott have changed the position of the motor so they can actually slide the battery out underneath the bottom bracket. I think this is the best design because it's really hard for that battery to bounce around or move under pressure when you're riding hard or doing jumps. Patron is available in 4 sizes and 7 models, starting at 6,000 euros all the way to 11,000 euros. Specialized Kenevo SL. If you're a fan of the channel, you know that I've been testing this bike for the last 3 or 4 months, and wow, what a magic carpet. It's like having a downhill bike for the downhills and a cross-country bike for the uphills. Okay, it is a super light e-bike, so it doesn't have the same power as the full-powered e-bikes, but wow, when you point it down the hill, what a weapon. The Kenevo SL is just over 18 kilos, rolling on 29 wheels, 170 mils of suspension front and back, SL 1.1 motor with a 320 watt internal battery with an optional 180 range extender. The geo numbers in a large, reach 485, chainstay 447, seat tube angle 76 degrees and head tube angle 63.5. The Kenevo SL is a masterpiece. You can barely tell it's an e-bike. You can actually change the geometry 6 ways. 3 ways in the headset and 2 ways at the back in high and low. Definitely the superlight bikes are more for the fitter rider, someone that's looking for a middle point between, let's say, an enduro bike and a full powered e-bike. If that sounds like you, the Kenevo SL is definitely worth a look. The Kenevo SL is available in 4 sizes and 3 models and a frame set, starting from 7,000 euros up to 14,500 for the S-Works Santa Cruz Bullet. The Bullet is the super enduro DH sled from Santa Cruz. Think of a V10 with a motor strapped to it. Rolling on mullet wheels, 170 suspension front and back, Shimano EP8 motor, 630 watt battery, geo numbers in a large, reach 475, chainstay 449, seat tube angle 77 degrees and head tube angle 64. The Santa Cruz Bullet with 170 mils of VPP rear suspension is definitely going to be a beast on the downhill super enduro trails and a great option in 2022. Available in 4 sizes and 4 models starting at 7,890 euros up to 11,900 euros. The Nuke Proof Megawatt, or I like to say the Smart Man Santa Cruz Bullet. If you have a look at the geo numbers, this bike is very similar. 170 mils of travel front and back, running on mullet wheels, Shimano EP8, 630 watt battery, geo numbers in a large, 475, reach, chainstay 442, seat tube angle 72 degrees and head tube angle 64 degrees. Very similar bike to the Santa Cruz Bullet, but maybe the Megawatt's a little bit better. Geo numbers for me with a 442 chainstay over the 449 in the Bullet. And yes, the Megawatt is a couple of kilos heavier, but it didn't seem to slow Sam Hill down at the weekend, taking 7 out of the 14 stages, his first EWS race. Megawatt is available in 5 sizes and 3 models, starting from a very respectable €5,800 up to the top spec €8,300. Specialized Levo Gen 3. I've just got back from racing 2 rounds of the EWS on this bike. And let me tell you riders, it's super versatile. I use the 6-way geometry change quite a bit because when you're trail riding, you can go high setting and not so slack at the front. But when I was racing, I was actually super slack at the front and the low setting at the back. The Levo Gen 3 is rolling on mullet wheels, 160mm of travel at the front and 150 at the back. Bros Mag S motor with a 700-watt battery. Gear numbers in a large or an S4, which I'm riding. Reach 477, chainstay 442, seat tube angle 762, and a head tube angle of 64.5. I personally think the Levo Gen 3 is in a league of its own at the moment. You know, the other brands will catch up, but 6-way geometry changes, that new mastermind, how minimalistic the bike is. It really is a masterpiece, but yes, it's not the cheapest bike. Available in an impressive 6 sizes and 3 models and a frame kit, starting from €7,000 up to €14,500. Giant Rain E. The new Giant looks really good. I got a chance to have a close look at it when I was chatting to Josh Carlson in Crans-Montana. He was raving about it, but as he would, he's a pro rider for Giant, but it does look really good and really well priced. Rolling on mullet wheels, 170 and 160mm of Maestro suspension, the new Yamaha PW3 with Giant's own SynDrive software, and a massive 750-watt battery in the top model. Geo numbers in a large, reach 474, chainstay 454, seat tube angle 77 degrees, and a head tube angle 64. I actually tested the old Rain about 18 months ago. Really good bike, but it had a 470mm chainstay. So I'm really happy to see Giant has shortened that chainstay and gone a mullet. I think the Giant Rain could be one of the best value e-bikes on the market and give the online companies a bit of a run for their money. €7,500, you're getting 750-watt battery, full factory Fox suspension. Can't really go wrong for $7.5 grand. Great value. The Giant Rain E Plus is coming in 4 sizes and 4 models starting at $4,850 up to $7,500. Highbike Enduro 7, another fantastically priced e-bike from a traditional bike shop. And Highbike have finally made a bike that's not ugly. I'm sorry, Highbike. I have never really liked the style of your bikes, but this one is a looker. Rolling on mullet wheels, so 29 at the front, 27 at the back. Massive 180mm of travel front and back. Yamaha PW3 motor with a massive 750-watt battery. Fox 38s, X2 float, MT7 brakes, Mavic D-Max wheels, and Schwalbe tires. What are we saying? €8,000? €5,500. That is a really well-priced e-bike. Gear numbers in a large, reach 480, chainstay 460, seat tube angle 77 degrees, and head tube angle 63.5. The Enduro will be available in 4 sizes and 3 models, starting at €4,500 up to €6,500. Norco range. Norco had a major update in 2022, overhauling all their electric mountain bikes. The range, the sight, and the fluid. All 3 bikes are rocking a Shimano EP8, and all the bikes are not sold with a battery. So when you buy the bike, you can choose between a 540, a 720, or a whopping 900. I really like the idea of this because not all of us need a 900 or a 720 battery. So I think it's a really good idea. Maybe the bike should have come with a 540 and then you had the option to upgrade. And also like to see how Norco managed this with all the supply issues. And also like how Norco have done the similar thing like Scott and twisted the motor so they can actually put the battery in through the bottom bracket, which I think is the best spot for it. The range is a big monster truck, 180, 170mm of travel, rolling on 29ers, Shimano EP8, and as I said, you choose between a 540, 720, and a 900 battery. Geo numbers in a large, reach 475, chainstay 462, sib tube angle 76.5 degrees, head tube angle 63 degrees. I really like the look of the range, but a 462 chainstay, personally for me, that's a bit too long. I'm sure it's going to feel amazing in a straight line, but when you get into the corners and tight switchbacks, it's going to be hard to, muscle that around. And it might have been better if they had a flip chip in the back, kind of like the Focus Sam Squared does. So it gives you the option to run a mullet or also just shorten that chainstay a little bit. But overall, I think it's a great option and it would be an absolute downhill monster. The range is available in 4 sizes and 4 models, starting from 5,500 euros all the way up to 10,000. And riders, that is it for me for this week. I hope you enjoyed the best new electric mountain bikes. And don't forget to subscribe because this month is going to be e-bike buyer's guide. I'm tired thinking about it. These videos are so much work, so definitely hit that subscribe button, like the video, put a comment in the video. It really does help out those algorithms. And riders, you know it, stay safe out there, and I'm going to see you next week.